Hello everybody, I'm here to teach you how to shade. When it comes to shading, all you have to think about is adding dark to a drawing. So before you start shading, your outline drawing must also be good, or you must prepare a drawing. But there are some things you have to know before you have to shade. Some of you have seen things like a value scale, and that is what guides everyone in shading. Before we start with the value scale, I have my pencil set here. You can get any type of pencil set. We have different types of pencil sets on the market. You don't necessarily have to go for this brand. But I like this brand because it has variety of pencils. That is from H to 9B, from 2H to 9B. And it gives me a variety of values in the shading process. But for a beginner, you must be able to master how to use one pencil to shade. But if you have different types of pencils too, it also helps or makes it easier for you to shade. So I'm going to demonstrate how to you create a value scale so that we will be able to know how to control our pencil to get the variety of values we need in shading. So I am drawing a rough value scale here, and I have done this for a long time. I have seen students' works over a long period of time, and I have come to a conclusion that you need 5 different values to be able to shade any object. 5 different values. So I'll divide my scale into 5. So I have my divisions here. The reason for the 5 divisions is I call the middle one the base value, is the base value. So it depends on how deep you shade the base value, that will determine how dark your object will become. So I'm starting with the base value. So I'm shading it. I call it a base value. It's just like how you are going to paint and you need to prime the surface before you paint whatever you want to paint. So you can use any type of pressure for your base value. And this is where students sometimes get it wrong. We are smearing the pencil on the surface, not this. This is, you are almost writing. We are smearing, and every paper gives it different texture. So don't press the pencil. Just pass the tip of the pencil on the paper so that it can smear the tip of the pencil or the lead to give you that shading effect. When I'm done with this, I'll show you common mistakes that pupils or students do when they are shading. So this is my base color. So this is, if I'm to shade any object, I'll have to go over with this so that this gets that uniform look, that uniform shade or value, so that everybody knows that this is the base. So it's like one color. It's a color. So to my right will be my light colors. So this will be my light colors, light values, sorry. And then to my left will be my dark values. So once I use 2B pencil for this, value for my object. If you look at it well, my paper is a bit textured. So we can see some white spaces. If you get a smooth paper, you will not get too many white spaces. And it depends on the kind of effect you are going for. That will determine the type of paper you can go for. So we are left with, I'm going continuing with the dark side. So this is going to be my dark side with the same 2B pencil. Now I can press. But this is where some students also get it wrong, because they are in a hurry. They want to just put in lines. We are not hatching. We are what? Shading. That we are trying to achieve the mass shading. So you still have to do the same base shading before you shade on top of it. So here we go. I'm also giving it the same pressure that I use for my base shading. Don't be in a hurry. Most students at this age are always in a hurry to finish the work. That is why it's called an art work. You sit down and do the work. Now you can see that I have something similar to what I have on the what? Base value. So you can see I've taken my time to cover it nicely, and then we have that there. So the difference is not that much. Now that I have the base, now I can go over. I'm still using the same 2B and then press a bit more so that I can get that kind of lines that I want. Because if you don't know what you are shading, what pressure are you giving it? So now I can do this. So I call this value the dark tone. I call this the what? The value the dark tone. So you take your time so that you can get the different variation in the value, so that you can see the difference between your dark and your what? Light tone. So when you look at it, you see it's now dark. It's now dark, but not too dark than the base value. So you need to practice this to be able to master shading. If I want it more, or I want it to be more darker, then I can change the pencil. But since we are supposed to learn how to use one pencil to do the work, but I could have just changed the pencil and used a 4B or a 6B. So I have my dark tone. I have my dark tone. So now from the dark tone, I move on to what I call shadows. Shadows. So these are the darkest of the dark in the work is called a shadow. So we have a dark tone, we have the shadow. So the same thing, don't be in a hurry. Try and get the base first before you add on. If you don't learn that process, then that means you are going to find it difficult to achieve the shading. Everybody is in a hurry to finish the work. Don't be in a hurry. Take your time and do the work. We are smearing, not creating lines. There's a different technique for using lines to also shade, which is called hatching. So I have the base. So now I'm going to add the dark. So I'm pressing a bit harder because the base is there. It will fill in for me so that it will make it look darker. So you see, I can go even in different directions when I have the base. So with just a 2B pencil, I can achieve different values, but it depends on how your base turns out. So when you look at it, you can see the variation, but there's very little differences. It's gradual, so it gives you a gradient effect. So with the same 2B, we are a 2B pencil, we are going to do the light tone. The light tone. So this is going to be my light tone. So we have, I don't press too hard because I don't want it to be like the base color. So a very light tone. So that's it. This is my light tone. Then I call this one the highlight. So that's highlight. This is my light tone. Then this is the base. This is my what? Dark tone. Then shadows. So with this, you'll be able to shade anything you want. And I hope this has been helpful for everybody who is interested in shading, and it will make your life much easier.